So, in this segment, we're going to be talking a bit about Joe Biden and him claiming he's going to end the season of darkness, or Trump's season of darkness, which sounds very Avengery in all honesty. Um, so, I've got a lot of issues with this statement purely because he's trying to pretend he's something he's not. He's trying to pretend he's going to make massive fundamental changes, but he's not. And I'll go into details about that. Why? Um, I think that before I start, I think that the "Settle for Biden" slogan is probably one of the best things that people have come out with, purely because you are settling for the guy. He's no Bernie Sanders. Like this is not the guy you want, but he's the guy you have to take because you don't have any other options. That's who Joe Biden is. And so if we look at this, right, so this is the Dakota Access Pipeline. So you can talk about how Trump has cracked down violently on protesters and things like that. Yeah, Joe Biden is no stranger to that because Joe Biden in 2016, and this was before Trump was inaugurated, because I think inaugurations happened in like February for some reason. We got tear gas, freezing cold water, and rubber bullets were used to disperse a crowd of 400 protesters at the Dakota Access Pipeline in clashes late Sunday and early Monday that left more than 100 activists and one law enforcement officer injured. So they injured their own dog by doing this. And so Joe Biden was part of an administration where they would use these sorts of tactics. He didn't condemn them. You can say that this was down to the local law officials and stuff, but he didn't condemn these people. He's condemning Trump over the actions that police forces and stuff have taken, but he's not gonna. He didn't condemn these guys. I wonder why. Interesting. So Standing Rock Sioux chairman Dave, God, what's her name that is, told NBC News that between 200 and 300 people transported late Sunday night to a gymnasium on the Standing Rock Sioux reservations for treatment for hypothermia, facial and hand wounds, and other minor injuries. Approximately 7 people with more serious injuries, including 2 elders who were tear gassed and who suffered from near cardiac arrest, were sent to hospital in Bismarck for emergency treatment. And so what we can see from this is Joe Biden was part of the administration that did this. Joe Biden was also a part of an administration that did put kids in cages. Let's not get it twisted now, because in this article it does highlight the hypocrisy of the Obama administration and people that worked for Obama, which is fundamental in this. And so there is a clear difference between what the two people did, Obama and Trump. But let's not forget here, Obama was called the deporter in chief because he deported more people from Latin America than Trump did. So if we look at this, so here we got the pictures here from 2014 from the AFP, I believe. The Associated Press. So from the AP, and you can see, these are all kids with those tinfoil things, in a cage, a big cage, and you can see in this picture, you can see kids in a small cage, and so there is a stark difference between what Trump and Obama did, but the fact is, you still put kids in cages. So here we'll look into this. So images of Associated, which the Associated Press first published in 2014, resurfaced recently for reasons that remain unclear and quickly prompted viral outrage on Twitter. One particularly disturbing image showed 2 children sleeping on a mattress on the floor inside what appeared to be a cage. A number of prominent liberals and even a former Obama administration official shared the photos, mistakenly believed they depicted the Trump's administration's treatment of immigrant children who were forcibly separated from their parents. John Favreau, who worked as a speechwriter for President Trump, said, "This is happening right now, and the only debate that matters is how we force our government to get these kids back to their families as fast as humanly possible." But here it's awkward because Favreau later deleted the tweets after social media users pointed out the photos were taken during the Obama administration, and by that point critics had already rushed to accuse him of concealing Obama's own harsh immigration tactics while condemning Trump. So he looks very hypocritical in this statement, because it doesn't matter what the context of the picture is. It doesn't matter if these kids were taken from their parents or if these were unaccompanied minors. The fact remains that these kids were put in cages. Go back to the top picture up here. And so what we gather from this is Favreau is a massive hypocrite. So let's see if we carry on. Favreau said in a series of tweets that he made a mistake by not checking the date of the photo before sharing them on Twitter. So his issue wasn't the pictures themselves; it was just the fact that he got played by himself, because he should have checked the dates, because he didn't realize it was his own boy who did this, not Trump. So when the Obama administration faced an influx of unaccompanied minors who showed up at the border fleeing violence from Central America, he added that the pictures had been taken while the government was trying to move those children out of the shelters as fast as humanly possible and connect them with their parents, most of whom were already in the United States. So another former Obama official, Celia Munoz, who served as the director of the White House Domestic Policy Council, offered a similar explanation to NPR. In 2014, we saw an enormous spike compared to what usually happens every year in the kids crossing alone into the United States, she said, and we didn't have enough shelter facilities because we had a huge increase, so kids end up piling up at the border lockups, which is no place for children, but you still put them there. She continued, what the Obama administration did, which is the law requires it is to find shelter facilities for those kids, which were kept together by the Department of Health and Human Services. So the goal was to get kids out of the border patrol into proper care by HHS, and then HHS is supposed to release them to their least to the least restrictive setting. And in more than 80% of cases, that was their parents who were already in the US. And so here we go on to what Trump has done, and then we'll give some more analysis. So both Favreau and Munoz argue that the Trump administration's policy of separating families at the border is different from the Obama administration's handling of unaccompanied children, and they're right here. The policy is new, cruel, unprecedented. It was not Obama policy, Bush and Clinton. The fact is, and what all of us... and that is what all of us, Democrats and Republicans, should want to change as soon as humanly possible. The firestorm over the photos came amid backlash against the Trump administration's recently implemented policy of criminally prosecuting families who illegally cross the border and separating them from their children. So what they'll do is, if there's a family, Trump separated them from their children. And so nearly 2,000 children were separated from their parents under a zero-tolerance policy in the first 6 weeks it was in place, according to the Department of Homeland Security. The AP published on June the 15th. During that time, numerous reports had circulated throughout the national media describing traumatized children and dismal-looking conditions they were kept in. So they were kept in horrible conditions here. And on this one, Biden would be a much better person. But at the same time, let's not pretend he did not put kids in cages. Let's not pretend he didn't do that. So ending Trump's season of madness, not going to happen, pal. And that's the point of this. Trump was far worse in this respect, but Biden's not much better. That's why settle for Biden is the slogan to go for. And we'll go to our final thing. Joe Biden to rich donors. Nothing will fundamentally change if he's elected. So Joe Biden, told a lot of the rich donors here that nothing will fundamentally change. So he's not going to end Trump's season of darkness, because Trump's season of darkness took flight really because Obama didn't help proper working class people. He didn't help working class people enough, and they took a gamble on the maniac. That's what happened. Some of these people are racist, let's not get twisted now, but there were two-time Obama voters who voted for Trump because they didn't want a continuation of the system. So Biden won't end the season of darkness. He will make it less bleak and less problematic, but it'll still be the same, because let's not forget here, this happened under Obama, and this means there will be no change. And who was Obama's VP? It was Joe Biden. He did not come out and criticize this policy. He did not come out and criticize the crackdown on the protests. He will not fundamentally change anything, and that is the point. Settle for Biden, but do not forget that this guy will bring you back. At best, he'll bring back the Obama years. At best, depending on how bad the crisis is and who he listens to and how smart Joe Biden is as a politician, because Obama is a far smarter politician than Joe Biden will ever be. And so the point of this segment is to say that Joe Biden can that he's going to be the change, and he's going to end Trump's season of darkness, and he's going to bring the light. But he's just another part. He's just another cog in the system, a different cog, but still in the same system. He doesn't believe in fundamental change. We know that. He doesn't believe in things like Medicare for all. He doesn't believe in actually helping people. He put a band-aid on an axe wound. That's the kind of guy this is. So let's not get it twisted now. Joe Biden is not the guy you want, but he's the guy you're going to have to take for now. And so, with that said, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.